And now let's preview the Draghi show. So we have the ECB preview for the first meeting of the European Central Bank for 2017. But before we talk about this meeting, we should remember what happened last time, because last time on the Draghi show, we had lots of things happening. So we had a big announcement in December. QE, the bond buying program of the ECB, was extended. It was expected to end back in March. Well, not back, in March, in 2 months' time. And the end date was pushed back to December, to the end of the year, basically, 9 additional months. However, from April, it will be reduced from 80 billion euros a month to 60 billion. Okay, that's not a tapering, that's a lower scale. Actually, back to the previous scale, the program began with 60 billion. Another big thing that happened is that bond buying rules have been relaxed. And this includes a rule that is relevant to especially German bonds, called Bunds in German, that now the ECB can buy bonds that have a yield not only negative, but below the ECB's negative deposit rate, below minus 0.40. According to reports in markets, Germany, the Bundesbank, which implements these bond buys in Germany, probably bought some already, probably bought some 5-year bonds with yields of under minus 0.40, perhaps minus 0.50. So implementation is already here. And another thing that happened back in December is that the ECB published inflation forecasts, and these remain depressed. So even in 2019, okay, even, the end of 2019, that means 3 years from now, they don't expect inflation to exceed 2%. The end result, despite reducing QE from April, is that the euro fell. Okay, this came before the Fed, and euro-dollar tumbled. Draghi was dovish and downed the single currency. So, what do we expect now? Basically, nothing from Mario Draghi and his friends at Frankfurt, at the ECB, but that doesn't mean markets will not move. So no changes in policy is expected. But no change is expected now and for some time. But however, the ECB could respond to rising inflation. Today we'll get the final data. Last week we had the preliminary data. The figures showed, especially in Germany, that inflation is rising. This is a rise in headline inflation because of oil prices, of course, that have stopped falling and began rising just a bit. But also core inflation finally moved up from 0.8 to 0.9. So how will they respond to it? I'm expecting a wait-and-see approach. It might be a one-off. It's not a big change. It's not a big turnaround, just a tick up. It could be not a big deal. Another question I'm asking is, will the exchange rate be mentioned? Probably not, but it'll be a big deal. ECB, Mario Draghi, they prefer the euro to be weaker. This pushes inflation higher and helps exports, stimulates the economy. But unless we reach extremely high levels, the ECB probably will not talk. So they really probably cannot say it at all. Basically, what I'm expecting, not such an exciting event. Sorry, like last time. But if Draghi is happy about rising inflation, patting himself on the back, being optimistic in general, the euro could move higher. That means that markets will not expect further stimulus somewhere in the future. Remember, we're not talking about the near future because the ECB did a lot last time. If we'll hear a wait-and-see approach until March, in March they'll just publish new forecasts, then we'll have probably some normal choppiness as we always have around ECB decisions, but no significant moves, okay? No changes in direction, nothing like that. But if you'll totally dismiss inflation, okay, if you'll say that this was a one-off, they're still very worried about growth, worried about Trump or whatever, without saying his name, of course, then the euro could fall. Again, not the biggest ECB decision. We have 8 decisions per year. 4 are accompanied with new forecasts, and usually by some announcements and for like tomorrow's decision without any specific news. Okay, but don't worry, we'll be there. Valeria Vidnarek, Mauricio Carrillo, and myself will cover the event, and of course we'll have the opportunity to talk about many other things happening in markets. All right, you know what, let's look again just at euro dollar before we move on, like we did with the pound at the daily chart to get the bigger picture. Euro dollar fell quite a bit from the highs. This is, of course, what happened on the US election night. Almost touched 113, dropped down, and then further extended its falls with the ECB, with the Fed. 103.50 is the top line. The bottom line. 104.60, 105.20, 106.50, 107.20, which was also a line in the past, and 108.70, which separates ranges. So these are the levels to watch at the moment. I don't think we'll have major breakouts with the ECB, but you never know. Draghi has surprised us in the past.